British guy and do the intro.
Good day, bruv. We are here for the Clodcast, and we're on to the semi-finals. I'm here with Ben, bruv,
Bruv.
and Seb, bruv.
What the fuck kind of accent did you try to do?
I was trying to do an Essex accent, but it went wrong.
Did you try to do like a bad roadman accent?
That's what I was going. I was going for like a bad roadman mixed with Will Ospreay vibes. It just didn't work.
Sure.
Yeah, you're
Emilio
not
would
Will
be here,
Ospreay,
but
Roy.
he's sleeping. I'm not. My hair's better.
Yeah, like,
And
what would you be? A long-haired Kevin Owens?
I would, like Kevin Owens, or I'd be Hangman Adam Page because I'd actually win. I am the hero we deserve,
Didn't you?
and I'm depressed. Yeah, but I'm going through my depressed arc, so I'm going to burn down my rival's house. Luckily, you're Kenny Omega, Ben, so I won't burn down your house.
Why the fuck am I Kenny Omega?
Because who would be Swerve Strickland? Who's evil enough to be Swerve Strickland? Who's a dick?
Is
to
this
me?
like wrestling stuff?
Emilio?
Yeah,
I'm going to burn down
stuff.
Emilio's house. Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
that makes sense why I didn't get any of it.
Yeah.
So Hangman Page is a cowboy, and Swerve Strickland is the house he's burned down. But in fairness, Swerve Strickland did put a shirt on his baby and broke into his house, so it's justified.
Is Pate kind of like CM Punk?
No, Pate. I even as a CM Punk, Pate is not CM Punk. Pate is the Brooklyn Brawler.
No.
I thought CM Punk would lose everything.
Santino Marella.
No, he wishes he was that funny.
True.
But close. He is. No, Jinder Mahal won a world title. Kurt Hawkins.
Maybe we should actually start.
Yeah. So, welcome to the Clodcast. We're gonna go through CPL semifinals this week. As you've heard already, Roy and Zeb are here. It's an Euro off, so yeah. We're gonna start with Clodsire again this time, going back in the correct order. And first match we have is Fluvi, who upset Taco, and Aaron, who is the favorite here. So, let's see if Fluvi can pull off another upset or if Aaron goes to his third final.
Yeah. Honestly, I will say this: it's got to keep getting into the finals and keep losing.
Yeah. This is also very interesting.
Yes, of course. It definitely caught Aaron off guard.
Yeah.
Understandably so as well, because you're not going to be expecting this in this matchup.
Yep, and
which shows how well Rex is using their team.
Yeah, here's a
nice
crucial prediction. Yeah. So with the glass score down,
helmet?
A little bit of
the most obvious helmet of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely do. I'm very glad that Aaron did not run a triple axel in this matchup because Aloe with Rocky Helmet feels so obvious here.
And now we have another issue. The Chiyu.
Flame Charge is definitely unique.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it gets worse.
That's fucking wild.
That's a fun set.
Yep.
I mean, could have gone wrong if he had gotten Rogs up, considering he could have potentially done it with Pharaoh, but still a fun set for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This Chiyu is now a Giga threat, so Aaron obviously doing the right thing, getting the fake out off, and then having to sack something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In comes Lopunny again, fake outs again.
That might have been a roll, but I don't know for certain.
And now Pharaoh Thorn goes down, and
Dead.
Aaron is already heavily behind.
Yeah, that's a very tough position to be in, especially when they're now it's gonna be really tough to break Mola Glow King.
Yep.
Honestly, Mola is really being quite a little pain. The thing is, though, Aaron still has a chance to get back in this match, and the sets he's bought does give him a chance. I would have preferred Drain Punch there, to be honest. I kind of get why he clicked Fake Out, but I prefer Drain Punch. So this is where Flurex could have actually lost the game if Aaron had clicked sub.
Yeah, Aaron has substitute on this set. The correct
Yeah.
play is clicking substitute and then starting to dance, because this could potentially toxic you.
Yeah.
And a flip turn
Though
is
I
not going
will
to break
say,
your sub.
I will say, a lowered voice is a real move, but that would be probably a risk worth taking at this point.
Yeah, like obviously you're in such a bad position anyway, but I do think if you did get the sub, then suddenly like it's suddenly not over anymore.
Yeah.
Because that means you will get a free DD, and like that means Alo's always a free sub and then a free DD.
Yeah.
Afterwards.
Yeah, the DD would have at least guaranteed 1 kill behind the sub. But now it's toxic and it's gonna get very annoying very fast. And Aaron decides to swap out here, predicting a switch into something else. Gligar comes in.
Terror Dark is a good terror on this one. So at this point, by the way, it looks like Aaron has no chance back in, but actually, I feel like there was a roll here that decided the game.
Yep, now we have...
Because actually, Gligar can't break this.
Yep. Aaron Sulkier's here.
I don't think I've ever seen Sulkier do that much to a Gligar. Oh,
That crit mattered. That crit was huge, and that decided the game.
Yep, because Aaron could have recovered on the crit, potentially taken out every mon after. Of course, he still has to get through Chi-Yu and Chi-Yu plus Electrode, which I think we've both hit. Like, if Chi-Yu hits a fire move, I think it has last. And then Electro comes in. Garg still potentially dies, but it all depends on rolls, of course. But yeah.
I would also say Garg was max for death as well. That was confirmed after the game. That was my gut immediately seeing the set was that's max for death, max HP Garg.
Yeah. Exactly.
Nothing else.
Like obviously it was correct to like just you're so far behind, you just had to hope for no crit. So like it was correctly played by Aaron because they're like you're in such a bad position, you kind of just have to hope for no crit. And like even if like obviously like you have to set it up a lot, crit becomes more and more likely the more you set up. But and it is like especially bad that it happened so early. But at the same time, like it was like gonna be more and more likely the more the game went on. But
I will say this though, because this shows basically that this is a 6-0 where it was kind of actually a lot closer than it looks on paper. On paper, it looks like it was a total stop. But there were 2 pivotal moments where Aaron could have actually reversed the sweep and actually won this whole match.
Yeah, like it is surprising to see how close it could have been if either obviously he subbed on the toxic or if he had obviously not get crit.
Yeah.
So
it's
but still, I mean obviously it's very obvious what happens now.
Yeah, it's sad to see, especially for Aaron, who did have a very good season to go out like that, but what are you gonna do?
Like obviously Fluvia with the cheers played very well to be so far ahead, and also with the Ice Fang Gligar. But it is still sad that like it would have been interesting to see how it played out if the Garg and or the gouging would be able to like reverse sweep or like maybe I don't remember all the sets, but maybe there's a chance Fluvia did have enough to like not lose to it, but would have been interesting to see how it played out.
Yeah, exactly.
Unfortunate that it didn't.
Yeah. We got robbed of that moment, but what are we gonna do? The game's the game sometimes.
Yeah.
And right now, everybody that is like an org member has either lost to another org member or has been hacked out. So will Zeb beat the same fate against Martin?
Yeah. If we would just want to like talk a bit before the game, I remember in the original game I actually lost. It should have been expected because I know Martin loves Terra Cole, but I didn't play that well into it because my Mega Dansey didn't have a move Terra Steel Flash Fire Cole. Like it only had like Moonblast and Mystical Fire originally. So they that meant like Screamtail with Wish and also the Into the Coal caused me a lot of issues, and it meant I had to like sacrifice a lot of HP on Zapdos and Geesing, which then meant in turn like Rilla, Polt, and Sneasler or eventually overwhelmed me. So in this game, when I saw it was Terra Water, I became a lot happier because while besides Zapdos I didn't have a great chance of killing it, it meant it could be toxic, which meant was a lot easier to handle.
Yeah.
And another thing I did, I don't remember if it's shown in the game, but I did also, and like last time I had like a DD Mew that did well because it killed the Screamtail, but it wasn't enough since it came into range of Grassy Glide. So this time I changed it to a Scarf one because I had trouble revenge killing Sneasler and Polt, and out of all my months, the only one I liked, Scarf, was mostly just Mew. Like, a bit of course, like, normally, obviously, you don't run Scarf Mew, but I liked it in this game. But
yeah.
Feel free to start it now.
Yeah, it's not like Scarf Mew's complete ass, but there's obviously other sets it prefers.
Yeah. Like immediately getting the Poison off and the Volt just made this game so much easier.
Yeah. Honestly, watching this game live, like right from the start, I feel like you had a game plan and were executing it perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah, the game plan is obviously a lot different if this Colossal would have been Terra Steel, because then the poison would have come through.
Yeah. Oh yeah, right. Also, that Toxic was so huge because obviously I didn't expect the Rilla to stay in, so like Toxic was fairly free, and obviously I didn't expect Sneasler to come in, so nothing that switched in would have liked the Toxic, and if Cole switched in, so what? I can just Volt and like chip it more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this was also huge because I don't remember why, but I think I was I think maybe I've been teaming the other game, but I was modest here, which obviously like just cleanly OHKOing the Rilla Boom was so much better.
Yeah, here comes the Cover Cloak Weezing, obviously, to not get Dire Claws.
Yeah, I was originally in the other game, I was Helmet, but I ended up changing it because he was pads. I think he was both Rilla pads and pads on...
Yeah.
Both Rilla and Stace were pads last time, so then I thought might as well actually go Cloak.
Yeah, because I think I remember I suggested it in chat about switching to Cloak as well and asking why it wasn't Cloak over Helmet. That was a silly switch, in my opinion.
Yeah, at this point, like, Rilla was dead and Sneasler was shown to not be like the train, so it wasn't speed boosting. Like, I was kind of just happy to basically sack Weezing, and obviously did a lot more than I ever would have hoped, because it like killed Weezed the Sneasler and did decent damage to both Polt and Screamtail, which helped me a lot. Although, like, obviously, the big turning point was just like getting both Cole and Screamtail poisoned so early was like the big thing here.
Yeah.
Oh, and also, another thing I changed to like this agility course last time. My team didn't have a lot of offense last game, so I changed to like offensive agility course with weakness policy made to like obviously sweep or like try to sweep.
Yeah, which it is doing right now, obviously.
Yeah.
So.
Like my game plan was kind of to like obviously try to weaken Cole for / other defensive months for either agility grows, rock polish Megadia, or Mew to clean the end game.
Yeah.
And then obviously like with how the game went, it kind of just like fell into place. And like Martin said after the game, like he was annoyed he didn't bring Terra Steel Cole, and that's like fair enough because I think it would have still been fine, but it also would have been harder if I didn't like instantly get the Toxic and Volt into it.
Yeah, Martin was pretty sad after this loss because it was one of his worst performances this time around. So
Yeah, like it does have to be said. Like Martin can be like an inconsistent player, but he has still like done well and like had a lot of good wins this season. So despite like an unfortunate showing in semis, he's still like they have still like done very well to make it this far.
yeah, I'm still very proud of Martin, but sadly,
Yeah,
this game didn't go as they planned.
what?
But we have Zeb in the final
Yeah,
again. Hopefully, he doesn't
Seb's
choke
in the
this
final
time.
again.
Please.
I will say this: Flux has been all of his opponents 6-0 so far throughout playoffs. So if you lose 5-0, Seb, you've done better than Taco and Aaron.
True. Although, I mean, obviously, I'd prefer to just win.
Win, but at least make it a 5-0.
Yeah, considering it as well, Flux has also beaten 2 org members, and you're one as well. So
True. Although it is actually pretty nice that I haven't actually faced Fluvi yet. So like, especially like in playoffs, I always prefer fresh matchups to rematches. So it's nice having a fresh game in finals.
yeah. But your Metagross currently is actually 3rd in kill leader. Might jump up to number 1 after.
Oh yeah, it heavily jumped after this game because it got like 4 kills, maybe 3 or 4 kills.
Yeah,
like
it was 4 kills.
It was always like, it's funny that I have like 5 mons or like 5 or 6 that are like fairly similar. Basically, my top 6 mons that be Mega DM, Ting, Lu, Zapdos, Metagross, minus Stoys have all like a pretty similar number of kills and like surprisingly even. Like often I have like 1 mon that just goes ahead of everything else, but this time I've had like pretty even. Other than like Metagross, with this game it has gone ahead by a lot.
Yeah.
Like all of them had like between like 7 to 10 kills, or like or the 5 of them most had like around that. But yeah.
Yeah. Now to the playoff tree. As we can see, we have Fluvi versus Zeb in the finals. Fluvi 6-0 twice. Zeb winning by 3 and then by 5. So it's gonna be an interesting final, especially since it's a new matchup, so we cannot even gauge how you two would play against each other. But we know Fluvi is very creative with his set, so
yeah,
Zeb will probably have to do some creative thinking for this one as well.
Yeah.
And to be fair, you have one of the best mods to do that, Mio. But yeah, this is how Clodsire playoffs currently look.
Yeah.
Which jumps us to Quagsire. Now, here we have Albiribon versus Jakoto. Albiribon has knocked me out the round before, and Jakoto has knocked out Series, so either an org member gets into the final, or Biribon will have beaten 2 org members in a row. Immediately tearing the Hydrapple as well.
I mean, yeah, that's fair. Hydrapple is like, it's still a decent one without Terra, but like it's so much better when it has Terra, so it makes sense to like Terra it.
Yeah, it really lost Terra.
And especially in this matchup, it makes sense to tell it.
Yeah.
That is a rough burn very early.
Yeah, I mean, it is rough, but also at the same time, it is kind of just
standard.
Like it's the risk
like
you take when clicking U-turn into a Talonflame team.
Like, I mean, like in a Mega Scizor against Talonflame or like any of the like Flame Body or Moltres also, if you don't expect to get burned, then like why are you even breaking it?
Yeah. Also,
this is also why this is why I don't go around U-turning if I can help it into a Zapdos and a Moltres team. Just like you gotta be careful a bit.
Yeah. But Jakoto immediately gets a very strong turn after. He tricks the Choice Scarf onto the Talonflame, which the Talonflame I don't think it can Terra.
Yeah, although it is a bit of a fun interaction when you might not have. I don't know if it killed or not. Probably depends on if the Talonflame was bulky or not. But it is funny that if we just click pump there, that it might have been a dead Tiefling, but obviously, I guess expecting the switch, probably expecting like a Hydra Apple to come in is like kind of fair.
Yeah.
But also like Beerbun just U-turning because it didn't expect Scarf, I assume.
Yeah. And now, obviously, the Townfling has a problem. We see here this Layla is obviously Specs doing that much to Mega Scizor.
Oh yeah. And the burn helps so much, especially that early, to just chip it down.
Yeah. It gets back to full HP.
I mean, yeah. Although, Beerbun could have like stayed in a bit longer to like fort the roosts, but I guess fine, just to get her out. Like, it's funny how little that did that U-turn.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's also why.
I forgot about that. Yeah. Like, I remember watching parts of this game, but that obviously like changed a lot.
Yeah.
Here is Jakoto's Petron answer, a Terradark Nihiligo.
Which is an interesting answer. I kind of like it.
Yeah.
Wait, did we see the item?
On what?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, Wait, that is interesting considering it can then be poison, but I guess it like it's also mainly made to like kill the pitch.
I think that's the whole idea, just not getting killed by it.
Yeah.
Oh wait, yeah, and I forgot about this game, but I now remember what happens.
Yeah.
Mm.
Then comes the Lando on the Hydrapple. Lando obviously takes a hit, but this Hydrapple again going for the Dragon Tail, and this is obviously rough for Jakoto. The non-boots bundle coming in, so that reveals to Beerybond that it's a choice item of some sort, probably.
And I'm pretty certain at this point this is AV Hydrapple. That just screams AV Hydrapple in this matchup.
Yeah. I'm going Lando, huh? Is it poison? Or is it cloak, maybe?
I don't think it was Cloak. Might have been. Does make some sense to be Cloak, yeah.
Oh, was it Scarf in this game?
No, it's
No.
Never mind, it was not Scarf.
And it's not protective pads.
Yeah, obviously there's also a lot of hazards laying on the field, so Jakoto now does go for the defog, which is pretty good for him, since he obviously doesn't want to take all that spikes and rocks damage.
Yeah.
I do kind of like the switch here, only because you stop them basically doing the Dragon Tail shenanigans.
Yeah.
Problem is... Does Malignant Chain kill here? I'm kind of curious.
I doubt it, but I guess it's possible. Oh yeah, never mind.
It's Nihiligo is huge.
Yeah.
But yeah, this Nihiligo cannot do anything to the Hydrapple, so Jakoto has to find a way around that. And
it had Gyro-Ball?
Yeah,
I feel like just
Gyro-Ball.
Steel Terra Blast would have been better, or Flash Gun if it has that, but I guess it's specifically better into Nihiligo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, most Nihiligo sets that's going to work quite well on, to be fair, as well.
Yeah, but that's fair. Although,
Yeah, down goes the Tinglu now, so it is looking kind of rough for Beerybond at the moment.
Oh, well, there's a Lele, there's a way.
Yeah. Petron comes in now on the roost.
Very much just story of the season for Beerybond.
Yeah.
When there's Lele this way.
When you have a Lele and a Sneasler on your team, there is never a game over just yet.
And also has to be it's obviously played the Lele well with how many kills it has gotten.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Jakoto does get the
that crit is
up
rough, but I don't know if it really mattered that much.
It's more wasting a roost, and
yeah. It's wasting a roost. I don't know if it's the biggest in the world. It's kind of one of those ones that just kind of it's just I kind of in a matter of time just shrug. There's ones that that one's just I'm kind of all right, that's fine. I can just hand. That's when you plan around. You just have I have some security.
Oh, you did have CC, yeah. Also the reason why I don't switch out so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, good switching around.
Both of them holding back.
Nice flips
as
well.
Later, Beerybond with the gyro and Jakoto with the CC.
Oh, Ped's been faster, huh?
No, I do like the Earth Power Earthquake combo here. It's actually quite good in this matchup.
Yeah, although surprisingly, it may have mattered.
Yeah.
But we don't know. I mean, if Pet was that fast, it might not have been bulky, so maybe it didn't matter.
Yeah.
So, I was about to say surprised it didn't psychic until I just remembered that obviously it was the.
Yeah,
honestly, I am slightly surprised that lived. To be fair.
Yeah, Mega. I mean, you have to remember, Mega Caesar is it's fatter than Skarmory.
Yeah, which is insane. Like to think about.
Yeah.
Back in comes to Lele, still having to click Moonblast because there is still a Pterodactyl
There's a
in
Lele.
Indigo.
Yeah, this is Specs, isn't it? Or is it Scarf?
No, it is Specs.
It's Specs.
By the damage it did to Mega Scizor, it's guaranteed Specs. And now Dakota,
Okay, cool.
now Dakota does sack the Mega Scizor. Because it will never get a roost off again. And
yeah.
Here, this turn is pretty important. Dakota clicks Power Gem here. Dakota did note that in his last pace, he did have Sludge Wave, but it did not get taken over into his actual team. So either he forgot to change the pace, or it Showdown fucked up. But he should have had Sludge Wave here, which would have gotten this Lele into an Iron Bundle range.
So so we had this conversation after the battle, and this is the wish you always want with Iron Bundle. We actually had a conversation after the game, and I actually think the correct play, and again, I feel like I'm not saying this to be super critical because Dakota is probably a better player than me nowadays. But this is a situation where, and this is hindsight we're talking about, because if he just hits a Hydro Pump, we don't talk about it, where if he clipped flip turn, sacked him on, flip turned again, he wins the game because he doesn't have to click the Hydro Pump.
Yeah, if he flip turns here, sacks one of Sylveon or Lando, gets back in, and then clicks Ice Beam.
Yeah.
He wins the game probably, yeah.
Yeah, because also you can also keep Lando as well to weaken the sneeze if you need it as well. It was Scarf Bundle as well, actually, so yeah, you probably don't even need that.
Yeah, very easy to say in hindsight, considering what happened, but it does have to be said that when you even if you win the game 80% of the time and that's better, it is still worse when you could have just guaranteed it with, or unless I'm mistaken and there was a way for Biron to come back, but I am pretty sure flip turn into sacking Sylveon into then clicking freeze dry. I don't think it Ice Beam, but or if it did just click that.
Ice Beam. It had Ice Beam because I'm pretty sure it was Scarf Bundle if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So it outsped Sneasel as well.
Yeah, I mean it's outspeeds anyway, but yeah.
Oh, Ben, by the way, this is the point where if you can, you clipped in just before the Hydro Pump turn, you clip in the bit where you call the Hydro Pump myths as well on last week's video.
Yeah. Too bad I'm not a good editor and I don't have a cutting program on my PC.
All right. Let me try and do a German accent. Actually, not have me try and do that German accent. No, that's a bad idea. That's a bad idea.
Wait, no, even better. Try to do a German while simultaneously doing a Russian accent.
Okay, hang on. Let me find out the German for I'm gonna miss a Hydro Pump and I'll try and say it. Google Translate.
You want to know what it's called? I can take I text it real quick.
What you say it? Oh,
yeah, Hydro Pump probably has a German name as well, doesn't it? Doesn't Hydro Pump every move has a German name?
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do because you see it sometimes on streams.
Yeah. I did text it into Cloud chat.
Wait,
awesome.
Is it just called that in German or did you not?
No, it is called Hydropumpe.
Okay.
Okay. Dakota wooden Hydropumpen erfüllen.
And now in proper German, Dakota wird eine Hydropumpe verfehlen.
Ah, damn it! I was supposed to I could focus. Obviously my language is much closer to German than.
I mean, you can still try.
Than English. Nah, too late now.
Well,
But yeah, like obviously, like we did talk about, and like Jakarta was understandably a bit like butthurt and salty, but also like very much in hindsight, like it is easy to say like if it hit, who cares, you won. But it is easy to say like that is like one of both the risks of bundle, but also one of the risks of just like playing to the odds in Pokemon is always like something you have to think about. Obviously, like you can't really prep around like crits and like getting your T-Bolt parried into full para. All that stuff like is almost impossible to account for. But stuff like this, like you're in control if you click higher pump or not. So it is like part of it is just management, but also like it is also just very easy in the game. Oh yeah, if I hit pump, I win. That's easy. Like I win 80% of the time. That is very easy to say. And like if you just want to go for it, and like, because I don't remember if he knew that it was a guaranteed win if he flipped Tornado Ice Beam, or if he only saw that afterwards.
Yeah,
because it can't be.
Zeb, just
I think
you,
because I literally said afterwards, was there a way out of it? And then he said it. And I think I was like, yeah, because I always, if it was he only his only win from was hitting Hydro Pump, then I think that is the correct risk to take. You just take the risk and accept it. But I'm definitely someone, and this is probably why I get hacks less than someone like Ben, who does take these risks more than me. No offense, Ben. I will always decide, right, is there a safe win from where I don't need to miss anything? Right, good, I'll go for that.
Yeah, like. Yeah, I also try to do that. Again, very much hindsight, but it is like that is both a thing that just kind of comes with experience, but also I think that is also like if I'm correctly, I'm pretty sure Dakota plays pretty fast, right?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he plays very fast.
Yeah, like sometimes it is better, especially in those kind of Spain games. It is better to sometimes just kind of slow down and think like, can I find a way where I don't have to click Hydro Pump? If he thought, and if he didn't find it that way, fair enough. But like that is like if it is possible, like to do that, obviously it's better to then like.
Zeb, for you specifically, I have put in another German sentence.
Oh God! Oh God!
It says Dakota should have brought Sludge Wave.
Oh yeah.
I'll let you do it first, and then I'll give it a go.
Okay. Jakoro had a Schlamvåge i Hatman Solon.
That was honestly pretty good.
That was pretty good. Jakota had a Solomon Meta Zolan.
I mean, obviously I had more German, I can't judge, but I think that was better than the. Still not great.
So the actual sentence goes: Jakota hätte Schlammvåge mitnehmen sollen.
Yeah. Although obviously, like, it does feel like whenever, right? Like, oh no, right? It does feel like whenever like people try German accent, I'm like I did myself. You kind of just like. Start to like scream a bit and sound like a certain someone.
Yeah,
like the
people tend to do that too much. But anyways, before we ramble on more about German, let's get into the next game. We have Rena versus Emperor Ari, which this game gave the mod team a little bit of pain because it had to be extended because Ari was on vacation. They did play yesterday because we were recording this on Thursday, the 5th of June, the release date of the Nintendo Switch 2. But yeah, they finally played.
Yeah, obviously, usually we would avoid trying extensions like this, but because the other two people are fine with it, and also the two other potential finalists were fine with it, and also like we'd much rather have like playoffs game be played, especially when it's one thing when you like ask for the extension so much in advance. That's like helps.
Yeah.
I mean, also as well, you don't want someone getting a bye in semi-final and then going on to win and having a fraudulent title win. Don't want that.
Yeah,
you don't want that, right?
You definitely don't want that.
Anyways, yeah.
Default.
Rena with a rather offensive team, and Ari brought pretty balanced actually. So let's see what happens here. Swampert into Meloetta lead. Okay, Meloetta just U-turns. Okay, that's a very early Iron Valiant.
Yeah, I mean, that's not bad, but it's interesting to see that early.
Yeah. I'm just
Um,
checking. Rena did have Delmise. So they did Rena did have a grass type they could have brought into the spores. The grass type also not weak to poison sludge bomb from Amoonguss, so
I mean, I guess that's fair, but also, oh, gee, that did nothing.
yeah.
I mean, I assume that's like max bit of AV and also like a physically based Victina, but that's still like a 4 times effective move did like 34.
Yeah, that was insane.
Yeah. Oh wow, just stayed in against the Monolith Traxel. Fair enough,
Now
I
the
guess.
Traxel comes out.
Still so much, Jesus.
Yeah. Boom burst onto electricity. This Swampert is sped up as hell.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like max bet maybe has to be.
Might even be
it
AV.
might even be AP.
Yeah, I said AV, or if I didn't say it, I meant it.
Yeah. Um.
Oh, that did nothing. Like that means a super effective Dark Pulse would have done like 24 or like 30. That is kind of funny.
Yeah.
That is staying
Also, I
in was
think,
a shock a bit there as well. So that's
Or
Goldberg.
6. I mean, yeah.
Rena for some reason did not click their Terra. Their Terra normal.
Oh wow, that's a weird Yeah, that's a really
Uh,
weird try.
Did they not have? Wait, was there other Terra Cap?
Toxicity. It has not Terra.
Toxicity. But I feel like Toxicity doesn't really have much use at this point.
Yeah.
Which
I think
Terra
it's
structure you're saying?
It is Terra Ghost.
Normal? Oh, Ghost, huh? I guess that's fine. Well, it depends on like what they do after.
Yeah. The thing is, if this is supposed to be your Spectre answer, for one, you let it fall asleep, which is already bad. Two,
Yeah.
Spectre gets Dark Pulse. You should probably click the Terra normal.
Yeah. Still, though, let's see. Like, what happens after that? I'm actually curious. Because I don't think Tox kills. Oh, you're not even close.
Yeah,
Huh?
he didn't even click Terra or Terra Blast, so
Hmm.
yeah, the Spectre is now very strong and very fast still. So the Iron Valiant gets killed, and
This is a Spectre moment.
this is definitely a Spectre moment.
Yeah. I mean, not to be rude, but this was just kind of bad prep or play into it. But
Yeah, I don't disagree.
that does still show like how oppressive Spectre can get, because it is kind of like it feels like it either does absolutely nothing or it wins. Like nothing in between.
This is also why when people like say to put Spectre down, I'm constantly like, no, because literally I won a championship with Spectre, all right? And like here's the, if you do not prep for it and you do not play well around it, it just beats your ass so easily. Pay's not in this video, so we can do. I got the excuse to dunk on Pain. Pay had a Porygon 2, which should war the ever loving shit out of this mon. I managed to set up on a Porygon 2 and beat Pay.
Yep.
With this.
Yeah. That is like,
should war this.
Yeah. Wait, did Pay like not run Shadow Ball for some reason? Oh wait, no, do you have a Calm Mind?
No,
they ran Shadow Ball. I had Calm Mind up.
This was the game I prepped along with Paid for 1.5 hours about, and I told him that he can Thunderwave the Spectre, but only but he should probably click Shadow Ball most of the time to just deny it setting up. What does he do? He clicks Thunderwave and it subs.
Yeah, and I start Calm Minding then in its face.
Yep.
And then he can't break sub, and I sweep his team from there.
Yeah.
Extremely off topic, but I just have to say, it looks like Elon Musk and Donald Trump are like super going at it and beefing right now.
Oh no.
Oh, I love it when two people I hate fight each other. Oh yeah, no, Elon Musk just called Trump a paedophile.
Yeah, he just said he's in the Epstein files.
Which to be fair, Donald Trump is a paedophile. Hashtag if I die tomorrow, Trump, I'm right, haha, get fucked. So you can't kill me now, you bitch.
Yeah. But yeah, that's enough of that.
Yeah, by the way, I'm doing the calcs right now. for the Meloetta. So if this is a max, like a timid max special attack Spectre, which it seems to be, since it did 60 with the Dark Pulse at +2, and this was a max bit of Meloetta. They just click Terra Normal. The damage from Dark Pulse immediately jumps down to 28 to 33.
Yeah, I guess the prep might have even been fine for the Spectre. The issue was obviously, why did you let, obviously, you could argue maybe the prep for sleep could have been better, but at least if you let something be slept, don't let the Spectre answer be slept.
Yeah. Considering everything after it died to the Spectre, you definitely did make.
Yeah, and and obviously they still had other ways for other prep for obviously the sneak and the ice shard, but that's another issue of Spectre, and why it's especially near broken or can be seen as broken in Gen 9 is because of draining case. I was to heal away from being it literally it was in range after the overdrive, and then it sneak. Or no, it was in range after the sneak, but then it just drank in out of shard range.
Yeah. The thing is as well, if they didn't click Terra Meloetta, they could have clicked Terra Toxicity and gone for the Terra Blast. Because why are you running Terra Ghost Tox if you're not running Terra Blast?
The only reason I could think of if it didn't have Terra Blast was it was Terra Ghost to ignore Arcanine E-Speed.
Anti-E-Speed.
But yeah. But even then, having a Scarfer to be faster than Spectre is obviously a good plan, but it should at least be able to do more into Spec than that.
Yeah, exactly. And a lot of people tend to forget, while Spectre only has 60 defense, it has 80 SPDF, and it has 100 HP.
Yeah, so it's not bulky, but it's bulkier than you think. Especially if sometimes it can invest a lot in bulk. Yeah, because exactly. It often doesn't need that much speed or special attack. Yeah. That's often the scariest. It's our super bulky, for example, a sub-hex Wisp Spectre can be one of the scariest.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah,
I don't know.
But yeah, this game was over after that, and yeah, Ari, as a replacement, goes to the finals. Ari, technically the first person to go from Wooper to Quagsire to Claude, even though it's kind of fraudulent considering they never actually promoted out of Wooper, but now they're in Clodcast next season.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, let's go to the playoff tree real quick. As we can see, Ari beat Bloop, then Rena, and now is in the finals, and Berry Bomb beat me, and then Jakoto. So yeah, it's definitely going to be an interesting final. It's going to be interesting to see if Ari can pull off another upset or not, or if Biribon will get the Lele to the win. But yeah,
if in doubt, click Dire Claw.
Yeah, exactly. If in doubt, click Dire Claw. But yeah, definitely not. This is probably not how people expected the playoff tree to go, aside from maybe Biribon being in the finals. But the lower half looks, it's definitely messier.
I expected Biribon to make finals. I definitely thought Ben would make finals and get hacks in the final again. So I'm glad he didn't get hacks in the final.
No, I got hacks in quarters.
I will take those.
So, but does that mean that Biribon's ways super fraudulent?
I mean,
considering
he did get the roll that was heavily in my favor against me. He did get the Hydro Miss against Jakoto. You could say it's fraudulent, but he also played these games well enough to get into those positions where those hacks.
Yeah,
could have. And obviously, I'm mostly obviously most joking, but I know Biribon fairly well, and also his first seed I went was it 7-2 or 8? Either way, he was. Either way, it was very decidedly first seed. So
yeah, Biribon has one loss in total,
to be fair,
and that was against B in the regular season.
I will say this as well. We can do the fraudulent joke for Ari because Ari did get 2 forfeit wins in regular season as well.
Yeah.
Wow, neither deserved it. Wow.
Although
Yeah, but I'm
Ari
rooting for
did play
Ari.
good in the playoffs. That has to be said.
Yeah,
I would like. Yeah. Ari,
if it was already
Ari
obvious,
wins,
I'm joking. Mostly joking.
I'm rooting for Ari to win because for the fact I can say if Ari wins, I beat them in regular season, so I beat the champ, and therefore I'm technically the winner. I'm the only person who's beaten Ari this season.
Just to be able to say I'm the only person who beat him that season.
But you also lost to them as well, so actually, whereas Ari didn't beat me, so.
Yeah,
I also got hacked. I also hacked Therabon, but so I also hacked Ari as well, but also still.
Yeah, but I have like.
I mean, it's you. It's not the same.
I have like the
Well, it was not
thing where
hacked, but it was. I think there was a slight thing. It was a slight hacks.
I have like the weird thing where I beat undefeated people. Like this season, it was Beerbun. I beat Beerbun, gave him his only loss so far, and then I think last season or the season before that, I beat PT3 in playoffs round 1, who has not lost a game aside from an FFL. So yeah.
I'll get this thing in like random wash seasons where I'll randomly beat someone really good. Like in Porygon 2, where I came bottom, I managed to beat Order somehow in the fucking regular season with one of the most dog ass teams I've ever had. And I just played out my fucking mind and beat Order. I'm there like, how the fuck did I just do that? I was using got more Pico.
Why are you not doing more often then?
I don't know, mate. I think I remember it because I played horrendously in PBL and I was just like on mega till, and I was just like such mega till I actually locked in. So I need to get angry. I need to become banned.
Does that
And
mean
I'm?
this does mean will be the only mod in Clodsire next season, right? Because Jakarta didn't end up. I don't think he ended up staying up since.
Yeah,
he didn't get to finals, and that.
Yeah, Jakarta didn't promo. Emilia demoed, so yeah, you're the only technically the only Clodsire mod now.
And especially because Ordinary, if Ordinary returns, they're no longer a mod.
Yeah,
as well.
Yeah, it's true actually. Yeah. It also depends on applications because we might consider Jakarta as well. Actually, Jakarta would say no to promoting, but actually earning it earning it's quotation marks, but
yeah, I mean, yeah, obviously, say like having being 4th seed with plus 20 is kind of wild, but yeah, and like losing the promotion to a pump mate is also rough, but it's the game we play. It's mods.
Now we get.
But yeah, let's move on to the Whooper games.
Yeah. We have NGNL versus Quooney first. NGNL in regular season beat Quooney by 5, so pretty huge win. As far as I know, NGNL brought basically the same team with a few alterations. As the biggest alteration is in the Hitmontop set, which last time it only had 1 priority move. This time it has 3. It's choice band, by the way.
Oh, Technotop is back.
Yes. Quooney did something different as well. Quooney in the regular season brought Terrafire Bellybolt for the Scizor, which kind of fucked him in the end because he didn't have a Terrapagos answer after, which should have been the Terraghost Araquanid. Yeah, but
wait, did he always have Florges? Because while
that might be a new change.
Because while not an obviously it's not like an instant win, but like very Spedef Florges is still like a very good Pagos answer. Like the only way Pagos beats it is probably some sort of like Calm Mind Rest variant, which that means it's also potentially not beating other ones because it doesn't get. It's tough like then to fit speed boosting.
Yeah.
But that's beside the point. Let's watch the game.
Yeah. I did help NGNL prep again with this. It was basically almost the same prep as last time. And considering Iron Bundle didn't come in this game, the Quagsire was very expendable, actually. Because this Quagsire is Terra Steel Water Absorb specifically to be a hard wall into the Iron Bundle. And it even has a Mental Herb in case of Encore.
Or Taunt.
Yeah. Which is quite a cool setup.
Yeah. Oh, that means they just got lucky here. Or lucky here, or the Lesser Purge. It's a bit of fraud.
Yeah.
I guess they're not necessarily lucky, but...
Yeah, trying to go for the Toxic on Donphan here, expecting it to stay in. And now the Quagsire gets a Choice Scarf, but I don't think, like, I did ask him about his mindset after the game. He did say the Clodfire is basically just there to be a sag, since Iron Bundle is not there.
Fair enough. Unfortunately, all for nothing.
Yeah, which he probably should have reconsidered it a little bit, considering there's still an Araquanid there, and he is Water Absorb, so he can take those water moves.
Yeah, you got to respect. Arachnid is a mon you have to respect. Like, it's a very it hits
Did
like
you
a
say
fucking truck.
Did you say Arachnid's Water Absorb?
No, the Quagsire's Water
No,
Absorb.
Quagsire.
Oh, yeah, Quagsire, never mind. Yeah. Oh, basically going for the Protected against the Scissor, they could have very easily clicked SD.
Yeah. But I guess they have
Though I guess you still have South Scissor, so you shouldn't be worried, but still.
Yeah. Nice predictive from Queenie against the Zapdos, like getting a little bit of chip on it.
Yeah.
By the way, Hurricane counter. This is the first Hurricane that hit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Now that you say that, I do watching this game as well. Fair.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll play this part of the game.
In comes the Hitmontop, and it will just take a kill here with Choice Band Close Combat.
Yeah. Rare you see offensive Hitmontop, but fair enough.
Now the Araquanid is in with the Terraghost to be the Terrapagos answer. Obviously the Liquidation still does a shit ton, which here having a Water Absorb Quagsire would have been kind of nice.
True, although obviously like when the rocks came up, it was dead anyway.
Also, a thing to note, I told NGNL to put Defog on the Zapdos, just in case. He forgot and just left Heatwave on it. Which, you're gonna see this the rock damage, like, slowly, like, creeping up on him. This is also
Isn't it interesting segment? Like, oh yeah, I mean, we saw.
Yeah. In comes Scissor again. Train comes in. NGNL just roosts. And hard switches in case of the obvious flame body. Zapdos roosts here. Hits another Hurricane. Hits another Hurricane.
Another one.
Here comes Roar Heatran.
The exact one you didn't.
Yeah. If Queen reveals the power.
Oh yeah, I forgot it gets Power Gem this gen.
Yeah.
Like that's a Gen 9 thing.
Yeah. This is Hurricane number 4, by the way. It hits another Power Gem.
And it also another Fusion as well. Just
into another Power Gem. And he can just roost again. Well, now a Selfie happens. Here we have Hurricane number 5. To be fair, I will mention this later again, but this Zapdos, while having hit every Hurricane, it is to consider that this Zapdos probably still would have won the Heatran exchange at some point, unless it missed like every.
Yeah, the worst thing was like if he had gotten unlucky with the Hurricanes, he would have lost more roost speed.
Yeah, exactly. He would have.
How many is it at? Was he at now?
3 roosts left.
Like he could have even if it had gotten really badly, he could have even been out. Yeah. Unless he like maybe if he missed 2 mana, he would have vaulted earlier and then like try to catch maybe catch a Power Gem with Hitmontop, for example.
Yeah, exactly.
So you could have won over there, but obviously like with how it happened.
Yeah. Here's Hurricane number 6. This is Hurricane that actually matters because Ice Spinner is there. And now that he heat waves, obviously, since it is more accurate. And still kills the non-fan. In comes Sneasler, which Sword Stances. While another Hurricane hits. With Confusion. In comes Scizor. Taking the gun shot. And here's some nice prep from Kuni. Upper hand.
That's
Upper
very
hand is
nice, Brad.
upper hand is
He loves
always
that
fun
move.
to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He loves that move as well.
Yeah. And the next
In
turn
a good way, though.
this makes the next turn basically a 50-50 where if he upper hands and scissor clicks U-turn or the other damaging move, I think it was close combat they had. Sneasler dies. If he clicks upper hand on the bullet punch, obviously scissor is probably going to die.
So it's basically a Sucker Punch mind game to the extreme.
Yeah. And Engino does not click close combat or U-turn while... Well, he does click close combat or U-turn while the Sneasler also clicks close combat, so... This whole... We're gonna get into the whole endgame right about now. Because there is some stuff. If Engino got this 50-50 right, this whole endgame wouldn't have happened the way it did. So in comes Serapagos, obviously will survive anything because of Terra Shell.
So they did a lot though, and obviously like it's +2, but it's still like you rarely see over half the Pagos.
Yeah, Engino just goes for the Earth Power here. This crit might have mattered depending on the EVs on Araquanid, but probably didn't considering how much it did to Zapdos earlier. In comes Hitmontop, and just goes for the Sucker Punch. And now, he obviously Engino Sucker Punches again, and Kuni reveals Resto Chesto.
Yeah. Oh, still a big risk. Like, I don't... Like, I assume from the damage you would have known it was banded.
Yeah.
So I don't know why they didn't just spam rest.
Good question.
To drain the separate, and then when Zapdos came in, you then just obviously then you click. If Zapdos ever came in before Sucker Punch PP was drained, then you click Liquidation.
Yeah, and now we get into this turn. A Hurricane hit kills here. Volt Switch does not, and Heat Wave does not. Because Water Bubble Heat Wave obviously is weaker, and Volt Switch just misses out on the range. And Engino misses the crucial Hurricane. Doesn't miss a Hurricane all game long, but misses the crucial one.
Doesn't... Wait,
Yep, it rests now. So, Engino now hits this. Now he roosts, while this is still asleep for a guaranteed turn. I also told him he could have just tried to go for 2 more Hurricane hits here, instead of going for the roost, because it can potentially be 3-hit code. Misses another one. Liquidation hits, but it gets the defense drop.
Also, wait, it is static Zapdos, right? Just hover
It is
over.
static, yes.
Yeah, because like I feel like there's been a surprising amount of times Mons have clicked
A physical move into it. Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, obviously getting the immediate defense drop sucks, but it's also like
Yeah.
Yeah.
This now comes down to if Engino can hit the Hurricane, get the confusion and Araquanid hits itself. He hits the confusion, but Araquanid does not hit itself and takes out the Zapdos.
It also didn't get the confusion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like
But like I said, this is why you got to respect Araquanid. It's just it can outbulk and just win in an end game situation like this.
Yeah, like obviously I've always known Araquanid is like pretty good. I've never like actually used it besides like in a low tier league ages ago. And I also haven't like seen it that much, but it is still, when put in the right condition, especially with Terra, it is still like very solid.
I've used it in a doubles draft league, and it's actually a really fun mod if you use it on Trick Room teams.
Yeah.
In singles, not as good, but honestly, it's a mod that can turn a game around if you use it just right, which Quoony is very good at using it.
Yeah.
And also the big one is that it's one of the mons that's a stick web setter, but you can also use the entire season and never click stick webs, and it's still a good mod. Compared to like, you would never draft Galvantula if it didn't have sticky web.
Yeah, basically.
Because without it, it's kind of just like too weak and like to do much. Like obviously,
I-
Thunder hits is the hard, but everything else like too
Yeah.
weak. But Webs gives it the option of like being offensive and threatening alongside like obviously Webs.
I would say without webs, it'd be like a 5-pointer or a 4-pointer, like Govancha, for example.
Even lower, I'd say. Like it's even better than like what's it like low tier? Like
The only
I
thing,
guess it's probably better.
well,
Either way, that's besides the point.
It still does have the one thing where it has more accurate thunders. So, I guess.
Yeah, but like it has that, but like it's almost needs that because its special attack is a lot lower than like other electrics around that point. Like it's significantly weaker than, for example, like Jolteon or Haildisk.
Yeah.
So that means like obviously Thunder hits hard, but everything else hits weak. Like it doesn't even have 100 special attack.
Yeah. And
But still, yeah.
NGNL is continuing the trend of every single person I'm friends with on the server being hacked out.
I mean, I wouldn't call it. It was like obviously like you can argue a lot of that hitting all the canes into Heatran didn't matter that much, but it could have mattered because if the Cypress had already run out of Ruse PP, then like could have been a lot scarier. So, like it kind of goes both ways with to some extent. Like it is obviously annoying. Like you miss everything else that doesn't necessarily matter, but then you miss almost everything that matters at the end.
Yeah.
So that definitely hurts. Like I can definitely see that, but at the same time, it is also like to some extent similar with like the bundle earlier. When you draft Zapdos, you do kind of know that its main stab is unreliable. Like you kind of have to draft it with like you kind of just have to accept that. And like it will lose you games, it might win you games. Like Cypress is a very, very hacksy both ways.
Yeah, exactly. It is kind of sad because Anjanelle did have the second best season Wooper, but yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of people wanted to see an Anjanelle Flower final, and both are out of playoffs now, so not gonna get that. But let's see who Kuni will face in the finals. It is either Gamer or Icarus. Gamer's team looks so fucking weird.
Oh yeah. I mean, it doesn't look that weird, but I guess it's just kind of like half. It looks like half a stall team and half an HO team.
Yeah.
I guess.
Icarus bring basically the 6 Pokemon they have brought almost every week. But they're 6 great Pokemon, so what are you gonna do?
Yeah, like that's a good, like, solid.
Immediately sporing the Rotom, very good. Sticky Webs.
Huh?
Interesting. Now gets just gets spored again. In comes the Golden Go.
Don't know why I didn't just like attacked, but sure, I guess.
Okay, some doubles here. Leech Seed into Toxic, okay. Tentacruel. Oh yeah, I remember this.
Oh, the analytic. Oh no.
Oh yeah, this was sick.
Oh yeah, that's fun. Although, it did kill. I'm almost surprised considering like Treads is actually fairly bulky physically.
Yeah. This could
Jump
matter.
shot.
Oh,
I don't know if I think the crit mattered.
Oh, I can guarantee you it mattered. P2 is never dying to like that from full, like normally.
Yeah.
Like it might not matter for the overall game, because Tenta probably lived a move from P2, unless P2 had like T-Wave. But at the same time, like that just mattered. That's like not.
This
it just did.
Most likely.
Oh yeah.
That one, yeah. I don't have a sec. I think for a second that matters.
Oh yeah.
Also missing the
at
the end.
I mean that didn't matter for the game because like he didn't win from that, but that was just like insult to injury.
Yeah.
But also as well, that's they should have gone to this sooner, like the signature. Obviously, to hindsight, the Hame hacks might have happened, but instead of sacking Rotom Wash and Glamora to this. I should have gone Sinistcha after basically the Iron Valiant to at least then try and get the kill on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Although, do we know the item on, or not item, the ability on?
Tentacruel?
Yes, we don't, because it's really funny because
I'm guessing it's
It
clear
could be
body.
liquid. I mean, liquid ooze probably kills it. Liquid ooze could kill it in return, but it's still worth it because then you've at least taken out the tentacle.
Oh yeah, but my main point is, if it was liquid ooze and you clicked Strength Sap, you just died.
Oh yeah, no, you don't click Strength Sap. I meant you can skip Magic Gotcha.
Oh yeah, obviously you click Shadow Ball or
yeah, I'm guessing
Shadow Ball or
I'm guessing that's also
Gotcha.
the reason they never clicked Strength Sap. That's the reason why they went for Matcha Gotcha. But yeah,
although
so here's
I
Strength
mean,
Sap
even Clear Red just really helps. So it's like whatever.
yeah.
Like all you did, if you suspected Clear Body, you could have technically spam Strength Sap until they miss Gunk.
Yeah.
Or like try to keep his old Gunk even, but that also means they could have just SD'd.
That's why like Strength Sap's fine there if they're clear body. If they are not clear body, then you are fucked.
Yeah.
But yeah, can you just scroll up in chat to when P2 was crit?
Yeah,
Like
let me just
on the
there. Was
and see what they said. Because I saw earlier he said like, oh, that didn't matter.
Probably didn't matter.
Wait, I'm curious. I want to calculate for myself because I mean, obviously I don't know the P2 set, but just from using P2 a lot, I'd assume it lived. But Tenta, it's that's had to be max attack.
I'm doing the calc right now.
Unless, yeah, like even against no bulk P2 with EV Light, which I assume it had like a lot of bulk, that Gunk always mattered.
Yeah, the crit.
Or that crit always mattered.
Yeah, the crit always mattered unless they're not max HP on P2.
Yeah, and even then, if you're not max HP, why are you using P2?
Yeah,
like you can like offensive P2 is a fun mon that's like fun to have, but there's never ever a reason to earn speed on it, or unless like maybe like a bit of speed, but you always earn like close to max HP. But still, we don't know what P2 clicked, and we don't know Tenta's item. So for all we know, it could have like P2 could have just lived, and it did matter. Or
I'm pretty certain it is.
And if it just T-Wave and it was Slum, then again it did matter. But yeah, I mean, if the Tenta would have lived unless it was like T-Bolt. Or Psyshock, I think Psyshock might have been the only thing that might have killed there, but still a very cool set. So, like, it's very rare you see SC Tenta, and even rarer you see SC Tenta do that.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just checking if, like, the Tenta needed Toxic Plate or something, then get the kill.
I guess we never know.
If it has Toxic Plate, a high roll does kill here without the crit.
But is that against max HP P2?
That's against max HP, yeah. It's like.
I guess there's a decent chance it could have been, considering how it O-code Rotom.
Yeah, it's a 25% chance to one-hit KO the Porygon too. If it's not defensive, if it's only max HP and no defense.
So, I mean, yeah, it's still, we don't know. Like, it might have been,
yeah, this is
it
like...
could have been like a roll.
This is also like a calc with Toxic Plague, Adamant, max attack, +2. So, like, we don't know the exact sets, but there's technically a possibility where this could not have mattered.
Yeah.
Mm.
Still, though, like, besides, either way, fun game, or like, fun sweep.
Yeah, honestly, a very cool set to bring. And it means we got two Heat connoisseurs in the final of Reaper.
Exactly. We have Gamera, Fan, and Quinny, who both like to run very Heat sets, so it will definitely be a very interesting final. Personally, I would have always preferred NGNL in finals because he's my boy, but what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Game's the game. And Queenie did not play bad.
Yeah. And Gamers probably deserve to make a final of Reaper for quite a while, to be fair. They've always been on the cusp of it.
Yeah, exactly. Now then, this was the semifinal recap. We have all the final set. Whoever who will do I think will win each final? I think Zeb wins Claude, Beerbomb wins Quag, and Queenie wins Wooper.
Who's the beer bun against the finals again?
Emperor
Oh, it's
Ari.
Ari?
Yeah.
Right.
Honestly, yeah. I'm gonna vote. Obviously, I'm gonna say myself, but then I'm gonna vote for an upset with Ari, and then finally, let's go Gamer.
Okay, so I'm going to go Crooney in Wooper. I think Queenie's going to win it. I think I've called it since semis. I'm going Ari to win, aka Birds. I think they're going to win it. I've actually been kind of rooting for them since like quarterfinals. I think they're going to win it. Like I honestly think they actually. And maybe it's also because I literally did say I remember having an argument in mod chat about this, saying that Ari was good enough for Quagsire, so them winning would be I would just be like I knew they were good enough for Quagsire, and they're proving me so well they actually make Clodfire as well. And then in the final, I think Seb wins. I think Seb does beat Flux.
It is time
Flux,
for Zeb to
though, has
finally
brought
get
some
his title.
Flux has brought some very good heat. Like I will say this though, Flux has brought some very good heat and beaten two very good players. So while we've all basically gone for Seb, and we are biased, don't get me wrong, I do think Seb is a very good player, but Flux has also beaten very good players.
I mean, obviously, just based on. I mean, I was supposed to based on history, I should be the favorite, but technically based on history, I shouldn't be the favorite because I've lost it for final. But it's still, I mean, yeah, I just obviously like it is Flux's first season, right?
Yeah, it is
so
his first season.
So obviously based on that, and I've been in every season. Every season aside from my first and the one I replaced in 04 team, I've been gotten playoffs. So like, I am obviously the favorite, just based on history.
Yeah.
What I will say is, Seb, you just got to remember you're not an Arsenal fan, so coming second isn't in your nature.
True. Well, you say that. Technically, United lost the final.
Well, yeah, but you're also not living up to a United fan. I want you to come 16th this season.
True. Well, no, but either way, I mean, just goes to show, even United, while we've been bad, we've still done more than Arsenal in recent years.
Exactly.
Like, how many titles have Arsenal won the last 5 years? No, zero. Last 5 years is zero. Or maybe one FA Cup. United have at least last 5 years. I think it's just one FA Cup and one Carabao, but still more than Arsenal.
Yeah, it's honestly it's kind of like and Emilio has just paid me $5 to say this. It's like Ben, 0 titles.
What the fuck?
Emilio paid me $5 to say that. I take it up with him. Sorry, Ben. How rude of Emilio. That's really uncool.
Beat his ass.
Yeah.
Although you're not the only like long-time player that hasn't won a thing. We do also have when we're like making fun of players that have been played so long and haven't get the title. We also have to talk about Aaron, right? I think Aaron doesn't have a title. Yeah.
Aaron does not have a title. Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously there's no one else besides Pate, but like Pate. Yeah. Besides like me, Pate, Aaron, and you are like the 4 longest playing that doesn't have a title.
Yeah, I mean, like Terabyte has been here like the 4th longest, I think, but he as well he has a title already, so.
I mean, it's a Mickey Mouse title because it was so long ago, but at the end of the day, it's still a title.
Yeah, the title.
Yeah, title's a title.
Yeah, even if it's like very Mickey Mouse, but still a title.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, even if you win it by haxing Ben in the quarterfinals, getting a bye in the semis, and also I think being 4 and 5 in regular season or something stupid, it's still a title.
Yeah.
Yeah, Roy.
Yeah, I don't know who I'm referencing with that, but yeah, like that's still a title.
It technically still is, yes. Anyways, the finals episode is gonna be delayed a little bit because Ari and Biribon need an extension because Biribon has already planned the rest of his week. But
Which is fair.
it will come out next week. Again, delay this week was because of the Ari and Rena extension, but I do wish everybody has a good time. And this was the semifinal recap. Anything you guys want to say?
No, I don't have much to add other than I will save what the standings are for Pick'ems till next week.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we already know, but
Yeah, we know, but we know, but we don't know.
yeah.
No.
All right then. Zeb, any last words from you?
Good luck to me.
Yes, good luck to Zeb.
Let's hope I can join the final one for the season, and then that it's I can talk as like finally being a CPL champion after how long?
So if Zeb wins, he's gonna be on cast. If Zeb doesn't win, he will not be on cast. You guys will know.
Maybe. Who knows? I mean, I assume people who have seen Cat will probably have watched the finals anyway, or seen the
Announcements, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, this
Because I mean, to be like I sometimes go into Clodcast without having watched the episodes. For finals, it's different. Like I did watch almost every game of this beforehand.
yeah.
Well, I usually don't. I mean, I probably said it before, but I usually don't pay that much attention besides Clodsire.
Yeah. But we we did have some sweep. We did have some good games. Let's hope all the finals are close or good games.
Yeah, I think it should be fun.
Well, I mean, obviously, like that's better for the neutral.
I mean, I wouldn't root for a 6-0 in your game, Seb, looking at the playoff one that Flux has had.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, we were the Clodcast, and this was CPL Semifinals recap, and we wish everybody in finals good luck and a beautiful time. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.